All right, so chapter 4 review, guys. I'll do a few questions with you here. So 4.1, writing equations describing patterns. In each equation, for number 1, determine the value of a when n is 3. So if you remember, what we want to do is we want to substitute 3 where n is. So let's do letter A here. A equals 2n plus 1. So we substitute 3 in for n. 2 times 3. So A is 6 plus 1. A is 7. So capital A there is 7 for little letter a. And that's all you do. You simply substitute n in. That's for number 1. Number 2, some of you might be at number 2 already. Started working on this. But number 2, the pattern in the table continues. Which equation below relates the figure number to the perimeter of the figure P? So again, what we want to do is we want to note to see if we have consistent change between variables. And this is a consistent change of plus 1. This is a consistent change of plus what?
3.
Yeah, plus 3. So how does the figure number relate to the perimeter? Well, it looks like we should go 3 divided by 1 times n equals p. And that's where we should start. So 3 over 1, or 3n, equals p. And then I won't do it for you because there's only one question here, but the hint is you have to test some points to see if there's an adjustment that needs to be made with adding or subtracting. So again, this is all I'll write down for now, but 3n equals p. Is that the whole equation, or is there more to it, and what does it look like? So for number 3, it says describe the pattern that relates v to t. Now, you'll have to notice that there's 2 separate questions. One says describe the pattern, and one says write the equation. So what you need to remember from your notes is that the pattern is different than the equation in that there's only really one variable. You don't write an equal sign in the relation or the pattern. It's a very small difference, and we mostly work with equations, but I'll help you on this one, okay? So number A, it looks like these all go up by 1. That's awesome. It looks like these all go up by what number?
5.
Yeah, by 5. Perfect. So to write this relation, remember what we do is we go 5 over 1 times t. That's where we start. So 5 times t. Now I have to check for my adjustments, right? So does 5 times 1, does that equal 8? Nope. My adjustment would be, it looks like I have to add 3 here. So let's check the other numbers as well and see if that works. 5 times 2 plus 3. Well, that's 10 plus 3 is 13, so it looks like this is great. So 5t plus 3. That would be your answer for A, I there, A little I. Okay? That's the pattern. The equation, you just put an equals v there. Or so for 2, you go v equals 5t plus 3. So that's just the slight difference between the pattern or the relation and the equation. So the equation, you have to have an equal sign, and you're going to have both variables in there. Now verify your equation by substituting values. We kind of did that already in testing out our relation, right? So if you show what you did here, and to get these 2 equations that I did, that's all you need to do. So you go ahead and do B all by yourself there. Any questions about that one? Number 4 says, Rachel takes care of homes during the summer while their owners are away on vacation. She charges $8 plus $2.50 per day. The question asks you to create a table of values for when the owners are away for up to 5 days. Okay, so a table of values is going to have 2 columns. What do we put where? Well, let's put days on the left because that seems to be the independent variable, right? The days, however many days, determine the cost. So if we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can identify what our cost is. So on day 1, we have a cost of $8 plus $2.50 for the first day, looks like. So that's going to be $10.50. Day one. Actually, you know what we should probably do? I'm going to adjust this a bit because we should probably have the day 0 in there. So if you haven't done this, it's okay, but day 0, that's going to be the time, like, that's going to include the $8 charge. So day 0, be a good idea to put the $8 there. Again, you don't have to, but that's probably what I would do on this one. So day 0, before we even start, there's a flat rate or a flat charge of $8. So then for day 1, the total cost would be $10.50, the 8 plus $2.50 for 1 day. Then day 2, we're going to add $2.50 per day. So what's that going to be? That's going to be what, $13? And then $2.50 is going to be $15.50 for day 3. And then another $2.50 is going to be what, $18? And then $20.50. Okay, hopefully I did my mental math here correctly. $2.50, $2.50, $2.50, $2.50, $2.50. Okay. So creating an equation. All right, I'll help you with this equation too. Let me rewrite this. This is days, and this is cost, let's say. So do the same thing that we did before. Take a look at the changes here between each dollar value. It's plus $2.50. And this, of course, is 1 day at a time, so that's plus 1. So we've got $2.50 over 1 times D. 250 over 1, we'll just write 250, times D is at least part of the cost. Now the adjustment that we would have to make would be the extra $8. So 250 times 1 is 250, plus 8 would be 1050, so plus 8. And from this, one thing I'd like to highlight just as we conclude here, notice that this 250 a day is a rate. That equals, on a graph, that equals the slope. The rate equals the slope. And guess what? 250 is right here multiplied by the independent variable. The $8 flat charge is the same as the y-intercept. So that's the $8 that's right there. So you could have gotten to the equation here without even doing the table of values. Now they did ask you to do the table of values, but notice that you can look at this information and come up with a linear equation right from this information. So that's going to be helpful for you. Okay, so go ahead and we did A and B together. You can go ahead and do C and D to conclude this one. Okay. Any questions? Any other questions about number 4? Awesome. And if you started on the next extra practice sheet, then great. Good for you.